Hello everybody, we are the Podstars and we are here to bring you all your favorite movie news and movie updates, trailer reviews, movie reviews, all that kind of jazz. This week we got some interesting news for you. We're going to talk about the Dark Phoenix saga and we're going to talk about the New Mutants movies. These are the latest installments in the X-Men franchise and they were originally supposed to come out this year. And now due to some unforeseen circumstances, well maybe not that unforeseen, they had got pushed back sometime. Miguel, why don't you tell us a little bit about, these dates, where they were scheduled, and how they got pushed back?
So the Dark Phoenix was supposed to come out November of this year, and it got pushed back to February 2019.
Okay.
Stop smiling. The New Mutants was supposed to come out actually a few weeks from when we're recording this in April, and it got pushed to, what was it, August of the same year, and then it got pushed again to August of 2019. Mm-hmm. So it's like 18 months from
close
the original
enough.
Release date.
Yes.
How's it close enough?
Because it got pushed back to February and then got pushed back to August, but that's good.
So it went.
It went from April it went from April of 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
Got pushed back to February 2019,
and
then pushed again to August.
So it wasn't November.
No, November.
I don't know why
November was the movie before.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Well, November's 30 days, maybe that's why.
All right.
November was Dark Phoenix, but
anyway, now let me ask you, Ison. So this movie, what do you think the
Go on.
Oh my god! Why do you think that the X-Men latest? I can't do this. I can't do it. He's fucking getting in my ear, man.
He's gonna ask me why do I think they got pushed back? And
yes,
I'm telling
thank you.
right now that it's because they're bad.
We have done 30 takes of this episode.
Yo, what the?
No, I think they're just bad movies. Like they're trying to reach a demographic that doesn't care about horror stuff or about superheroes, and they're trying to turn it on to like, okay, well, it's not like your Iron Man, your Spider-Man, known characters. They're trying to take these individual characters or these lesser-known characters and make them into these big franchise characters. I think that's where their heel is.
Okay.
It's where they can say, it's not going to work. So besides Game of Thrones, got Sophie Turner. And they got season 8 coming up, so they got these actors who've got multiple roles. They got to work with these films and they got to work with these TV series, and it's just conflicting with their time schedules. So there's that, and there's also the fact that I generally do not believe that Dark Phoenix nor New Mutants are going to be very good movies at all. They may have good actors, but they just do not have the power I believe in writing to be a good movie.
So this is where I disagree with you a little bit, Ison.
Okay.
I agree with you on the fact that Dark Phoenix, I don't think it's going to be good. I'm still very hopeful with the whole premise of New Mutants, and I think that them both taking this time to do these reshoots is a good thing. Mm-hmm. We know that the reason they want to do the reshoots for the Dark Phoenix movie was because, one, they were under budget, according to THR, which is definitely strange in this industry, but that the third act was very weak. So they wanted to do some reshoots and, do some other changes, and like you were saying with Sophie Turner, there's schedule conflict. She's doing season 8 of Game of Thrones. It's very demanding of her. It's essentially like 9 movies she's shooting. They're all an hour each.
Bollocks to me, man. What?
Yeah,
well, 6 movies.
Well, 6
right
movies.
now.
Yeah, but they're like an hour and a half. Yeah,
they're like almost 2 hours actually.
Yeah, so that she's a very demanding in that, especially the last season. And then going with what we were talking about, me and you, Zach. Now, the New Mutants, they got some screenings. Tell me a little bit about the New Mutants and the screenings, and why do you think that got pushed back?
So originally the script was, according to sources, and a good friend of Miguel, the script was supposed to be a horror flick. So it's supposed to be a little scary because of the Shadow King, which makes sense.
Is he the main bad guy?
Yes.
Yes, he's a.
Is he?
He as of right now, I think he still is.
He was.
Oh man, he is fantastic in Legion. Like if you guys like the Shadow King, he is brilliant in that show. But go
Correct.
on.
Yeah, continue. So he was supposed to be the villain. So naturally, it's supposed to be a scary little flick.
Too spooky.
Then the studio stepped in and was like, no. Let's do half a horror flick. And let's do a Twilight film. So during the screening, the audience...
Twilight as in, like, young
adult,
coming of age.
cheesy, whatever. CW crap. So moving on, the screening went well, but the audience was like, you know what, we did like the horror part aspect of it. We should put more of that and less of the cheesy crap. And now they're like, all right, let's refilm everything. So now apparently, what was it, like 50% of the film has to the actual film has to be refilmed to make it more horror-y.
Correct. They're thinking that they're going to have to reshoot at least 50% of the movie, they want to change a lot of the plot elements, especially they're working like from the ground up. They want to make it scary. They want to give you that thriller vibe. That's why a lot of people like the trailer. That's why I like the trailer because I thought I was going to get that.
Refreshing.
Now, when they talk about new trailer, I mean not new trailer, new actor, new character, they are doing some changes. Miguel, we were talking about this off air, like the new character changes and actually remove over character.
Ooh.
Explain to the audience a little bit more about that aspect of the movie.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god, bro! I was gonna leave the room like he did a couple episodes ago.
So John Hamm was originally casted for New Mutants. He was going to be the tag, the end tag villain. So he was
After credit scene.
No, well, if you look at the terminology that they have, they don't use after credit. It was like tagline villain or something like that.
So it's just the background.
So he was going to be the villain that they introduced at the very end of the film. And
Mastermind, if you will.
yeah, so he was going to play Mr. Sinister, John Hamm.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, and
Great
they also hinted at Sinister in the Apocalypse movie. Yes, in X-Men Apocalypse. That's right.
During the
Yes,
Weapon X breakout.
So the after credit scene, you see a company pick up. They pick up Wolverine's DNA, and when they close the suitcase, it says, gross. It says Essex Corp, which is owned by Mr. Sinister.
Speaking of DNA, I'm going down the rabbit hole and pressing the button. You hear that somebody stole like vials of blood from Stan Lee? How crazy is that?
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah.
I should have
really
April Fool's joke.
No. It's a real thing.
I mean, they've been stealing from him for the last couple of months. Like,
yeah,
a lot.
and I think it's the same person tied to all the other scandals.
Probably.
So messed up.
But
Continue.
so the briefcase closes. It says Essex Corp, and anyone who doesn't know who he is like, oh, I don't know what that is. But if you Google it or if you read comics, you know that it's a wink at Sinister.
Did you know
now he was
I don't know what you said.
supposed to be at the end of New Mutants. That isn't happening.
Okay.
It's already reports that he's out of the film. They're taking all his scenes because it was already shot, taking them out.
I think you should get a little background of John Hamm. I'm sorry, I fucked up his name.
No, John Hamm. His name is John Hamm.
Why is he gonna give background on John Hammond?
No, I know what
You know what
I know what I'm talking about. So, I think they should have left Sinister in there. One, because he's an amazing villain that we haven't gotten, and two, it was going to be played by John Hamm, which is an amazing actor. Now, John Hamm, I don't know what you're going to tell me, hates comic book movies. He's gone on to say that he will never be in a comic book movie. So the fact that they got him to play Mr. Sinister, I feel like means that they showed him a script of future movies that he was going to be involved in that interests him and he wanted to be a part of.
It spoke volumes in the action that he did.
Right. Now you have this guy, you film this stuff with him, and you take him out of the movie, and they replace him, or not replace him, but they, instead of having him in the film, they added someone else, which is Antonio Banderas,
correct?
Who we don't know who he's playing.
He's
because it's definitely not Sinister.
It doesn't matter. He's gold in everything he's in.
I mean, everyone has, their opinions.
You don't like Antonio Banderas?
I do. He's not gold in everything. Have you seen Spy Kids?
I love Spy Kids. Oh my god! How do you not like Spy Kids?
It's a kid's movie, bro.
Okay.
It's not meant for you.
Have you seen the third Desperado movie?
No, I haven't seen the first two.
Thank
either.
you.
I have no idea what that is. What is that? That's a kid movie?
Well, yeah, you're coming at him because he said he's gold and everything. So
yeah, but I feel like John Hamm is a better actor. If I wanted to see a villain in the movie or a character in the movie, you tell me Antonio or John, I'll pick John.
I'm not gonna lie, Antonio. I keep thinking of Puss in Boots, which I think he's.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's his voice. And I keep thinking he's gonna be the voice.
Yeah, Puss in Boots.
Well, one thing I'm gonna explain to you guys real quick who Dr. Sinister is. So to do a very brief, Mr. Sinister. Sorry.
You're thinking of the Hulk.
I'm thinking.
He doesn't have an MD. But.
Yeah, he's alright. The Mr. Sinister.
Doctor.
He is this mutant. He's a big X-Men villain, and essentially he does a lot of experiments on mutants, try to combine their powers, see how far they can go. He's not a doctor.
He's into geneticists.
Exactly. So he does genetic, manipulation to them, try to bring them to the highest level. Some of them, like just like to appease his own weird scientific inquiry.
He has a huge hard-on for Jean Grey.
And Scott Summers. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Specifically.
That was an accident.
So now let me ask you, Zach. Let me go to you because you're obviously typing something. What do you think these reshoots are exactly going to be for New Mutants? So, like, do you think it's actually going to be scary? Do you think these are going to be worthwhile? Do you think we're going to get a whole different aspect of it? Like, what do you think we're going to get?
So I'm assuming that since the studio set them and put a young adult thing into it, they made it less. I'm not even sure what it was rated, but I'm assuming it was going to be PG-13.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
do you think you're going to try to push for that R rating?
I think they should.
Interesting.
Being with Shadow King, how his character is, I think they should push for that R rating because a lot of these comic books are very gory, and they get dumbed down because they're like, oh, they should be aimed for kids, but really they're not. And like we read them at our own peril, and they do have like disclaimers saying that there might be gore or whatever. And some of the not gory, but you know what I mean. They're more dark, and there's like a lot of aspects that they should be in the movie that because it makes the movie more human. So I think that the movie should be dark. It's going to be dark, and that the Shadow King's going to be more evil than he was previously. So there's going to be scenes that make it more scary and more like a horror flick. I think it's a good way to go to make it R-rated rather than PG-13.
I agree with you 100%, man. And I definitely think we're going to get a bigger focus on like some of those other characters in there. Like Magic is in this, and I think speaking of that, they're going to have such a big reshoot. I think they're going to up her character more because she's such a pivotal character in the comics and just in that lore.
I'm sorry, who you said again?
Magic.
Who's Magic, Rob?
Yeah.
Magic is... Oh, look at you. Magic is the sister of Colossus. And I know you guys all know Colossus. He's that big steel Russian guy, right? So Magic is his younger sister, and like her name suggests, she deals with magic. She has a magical sword, and she fights. She could travel in between dimensions.
Wow.
Now, for a long time, she was living in limbo.
Amazing.
And in limbo, there are these demons that she would fight and all this stuff. Are you being condescending?
I'm not.
Like,
I'm actually very impressed.
She's actually not even a mutant, so.
All right, technically not.
No, she's not a mutant.
Okay, so she's.
But she's probably one of the strongest.
She's a magician.
Yeah, she's probably one of the strongest in the team, though.
All right, cool. Continue.
Okay, so she's a magician. I always view her as a mutant because she lives with them and all that kind of stuff. She probably is a mutant. Anyway, M-I-G-K. Anyway, that's who she is. So what I'm thinking that this whole hotel is, and I think they're going to plan this very strongly. Not hotel, this is insane asylum. Them struggling with her abilities. So especially Magic, you can do all these crazy little things. You could have her like so many demons without her even knowing it. You could have her opening up these portals and then like slamming it, and like that's part. She's a reason for this infestation. And
So
like,
you think she's gonna be a protagonist / antagonist?
Yeah, I think she's gonna be a protagonist. Her abilities are gonna be the antagonist.
Gotcha.
But like, it's still gonna be Shadow King behind the whole thing.
So she's egging her bad part on.
I don't even think that he might be like subliminally like doing that kind of stuff, and then the team figure out they get her under control.
We didn't even actually explain for the people that don't want to read comics. We didn't explain who the Shadow King really is.
Well, I just want to interject real quick.
Yes.
An associate of mine actually did a Wikipedia fact check, and
Is
Magic.
it Nazar?
Huh?
What?
I don't care what his name is. Actually, Magic is immune. She has teleportation powers. There you go. I thought she gained those teleportation powers through her magic.
So I was right.
Did you never said she was a mutant?
Yes, I did. It was the first thing I said.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's a mutant.
Ah.
Oh, I thought you just said she was.
Looks like somebody should have questioned the fat white guy when it comes to comics. No, I don't know what he definitely knows more than me.
I was saying, we didn't explain who Shadow King really was.
So Shadow King, how do I explain Shadow King?
He's like the foil to Professor Xavier.
Yeah,
so
that's the easiest
where
way to
Professor Xavier is like altruistic, he's like, okay, well, I want to do best what I can with the people who are around me and for the world. Shadow King's more like, I want to just destroy everything. I'm a bad guy. I want to manipulate who I can, just get what I want.
Shadow King is not really a person.
Is he not like a mental concept?
He is an astral projection of a being, and who possesses a person.
Mm-hmm.
Who's I forgot his name.
He once a person.
Was he not once a person?
Yes.
And then he kind of died.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't just like astral being that projection?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He had to have been an actual person.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Well, he's not Professor Xavier, who was an actual person. He was a person, left to be an actual projection, and came back. And he's
No, you are absolutely correct. He is not a person.
I told you.
He is not a person at all.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not
We're
a
thinking of
person.
Legion, where he's like was a person and then kind of like died.
Yeah.
But in comic books,
I win.
Fabric or something?
Again.
Farouk. His name is Farouk.
Another Wikipedia fact check, and his origins are unclear.
Yes, he's an actual projection.
People associate him with a specific person.
Who's a fat guy.
Amal Farouk.
Amar Farouk, because
Yeah.
that's the longest body he
Yes.
had inhabited. But
But 1960s or
yeah, but they
50s
don't
or
know
some
how long he.
shit.
But
Yeah.
all right. Cool.
So this fat guy has like an Abu hat on him with a white suit. Looks like Kingpin mixed in with Abu. Weird. Anyways, continue.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up this very messy episode of the Podstars. We hope you enjoyed this very fun freeform episode. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. As always, I'm Rob.
On my song.
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, you know who I am. Come on.
No one knows you. I'm Miguel.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this episode.
You have
Boom.
stamina.